I am back with the Percy Jackson podcast, episode 4. This is going to be with Charlie and Tamara. I know I'm going out of order with the episodes. I'm pretty much just picking the ones that I'm really interested in. If you guys have any suggestions for ones you want me to go back to, you can let me know in the comments down below.
Hey, Charlie Bushnell from Percy Jackson and the Olympians.
Hey, Arian Simhadri, also
We having
from
a
Percy
duel?
Jackson and the Olympians.
It's a pretty cool sword you got there.
Okay.
Yeah,
Yes,
I think so.
swords.
By nice, I mean stupid.
Oh, the shade.
I don't like the way you're looking at me right now.
Oh, buddy, you're about to see why they call me the goat.
The way y'all looking at both each other.
Not this again. I'm the stunt coordinator. You're gonna get me fired.
Oh.
You started it. You started it. You can't fight without me. Let's go.
Oh, he said, I want to battle too. Bring it. Oh, I see why he's stunt coordinator.
Thank you for being here. Welcome to episode
Always,
4 of
Arian.
Percy Jackson and the Olympians official podcast. That's the biggest episode we've ever put out for this show. But I wanted to talk about, I think, something that can be overlooked when it comes to making huge episodes like this feel so magical. Stunts. They teach us
Yes.
sword fighting. They teach us how to work with wires.
Oh, yeah,
All of the
episode
riggers
4
are so incredible. They make sure we're always
filled with
safe when we're
stunts.
flying. They choreograph all of our fights and our stunt sequences. One of, I think,
Yes.
my favorite stories that I have with stunts is one night I was out in Vancouver with Walker and Charlie, and I had a bit of an unfortunate incident with a cyclist, and my face got very friendly with the sharp end of a brick. I came to say
This cast love
I was,
falling.
like, freaking out because my face was like swollen shut on one side, basically.
Oh,
And
wow.
I had this huge gash, which I still have. It's still healing. I remember Eli pulled me aside, and I was like, "Dude, I don't know what to do. I can't. Do we write it in? Like, what do I do? What do I do about this? I'm so sorry that this happened, because this would never happen if it was like a stunt on the show. You know, this happened on my own time, which I think
Okay.
is ridiculous. But I was just like, I'm so sorry. I can't believe this happened. And he's like, dude, chill
Prayers
out.
to you. They're like,
Just
that
write it
hurt.
in. And just like that, they wrote it in a little kind of confrontation in the show. And Vesh, my stunt double, came in and he sold that hit hard. And I was just free to work for the rest of the day without thinking about it. And I think
That's why. Oh,
a
that's so
perfect way to kind of
cool.
describe what Stunts does for us. They put their bodies on the line so we don't have to.
Yeah.
They make us look cool, and they also keep us
Out of
safe.
danger.
And we
Out of
have
danger.
the most incredible Stunts team in the world, and everybody should know that. So thank you to our Stunts team. They were
Yes.
firing on all cylinders this episode, and they have been for all season. But without further ado, I'd like to introduce our first guests.
Give it to
the
me.
one and only Tamara
Yes.
Smart and Charlie Ray Bushnell. Thank
I've
you
never
guys for
seen
being
Tamara in
here.
interviews.
Dude,
I'm
no, thank you for
excited.
having us on the pod.
I love the middle naming.
It's an honor.
I love the middle naming. Thank you.
Yeah, of course.
Yes,
Middle
Tamara.
name's Audrey.
What?
Did you say my
Yeah,
middle
Charlie
name?
Ray
Ray.
Bushnell.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
That is your middle name.
It is, yes.
I thought it'd be
I
a
love the
good,
British
good
accent.
way to start episode 4 by talking about the flashbacks, which are a new addition to
Yeah.
this season in the book. And they're my favorite addition. I think they flesh out all of our characters. But I wanted to hear your guys' thoughts on that.
I mean, it was first of all, it was so
I
much
didn't
fun
know
to, like,
that.
work with you because we didn't.
we worked.
That is so cool. So this is new. Like in the books, they don't give you flashbacks of like their backstory. So I'm guessing the way they do in the books is like they give you little pieces throughout the story of what may have happened to them, but they don't really get into depth into the characters. Y'all ate this up. This is how you're making adaptations. Yes.
I know we had like nothing. I think we had like one scene in season 1 where like
Do we even?
it was like you guys were on like the train,
Mhm.
but like we didn't interact at all. Like you were there, but like
Yeah.
it was the iris message.
Yeah.
But anyway, like
Okay.
that was like our only day on like set together. So to actually like work with you was so much fun.
Yeah.
But no, I think it's like we've obviously heard about like Luke, Thalia, and Annabeth and their time together on the road, and but to actually like see it come to life, I think is really important. And I'm just glad that we were able to, yeah, like you said, like flesh out all that stuff, because I feel like we didn't get to see too much of Luke and Annabeth's relationship in season 1. And so
Definitely.
to really see what they went through, and
It shows us how
their
deep it
time,
goes.
just kind of the reality of being a demigod, you know, on the road, like having to fend for yourself. Like
Exactly.
it's a harsh reality, and I think that was
Really
I'm glad we
hard.
got to.
I
get
could
back
never
to
live
the
in y'all
fans.
world. Y'all strong.
Pelagia. goddess of stealth. Monsters can't find you.
I wonder. Okay, I have a quick question. I know this is about Tamara and Charlie, but that bracelet that Luke gives Annabeth, is that the bracelet that Tyson had? What about that bracelet attracted Rainbow is my question. Let me know down below.
Positions.
Best
now.
introduction to her
I
ever.
think that the flashbacks was something that was so ridiculously necessary
Mhm.
because, you know, in the books, we only really see Thalia at the very end of season 2 or book 2. And at least in the show, Thalia is so heavily talked about in season 1. And so we don't really understand what is at the epicenter of this loss for Luke and Annabeth. We kind of hear about how we know that they love her and that loss was so
Exactly.
great, but we don't really know why. And so I think it gives the fans an insight
To who
kind
she
of fall
was
in
as a
love with
person.
Thalia themselves and experience that loss again,
Yeah.
and kind of go through what Luke and Annabeth went
And they gave
through.
it to us. It's like, I see why they was crying, why they were
Which is
sad over
really
you, girl.
interesting because, you know, we'd never done it before. But I think that we got to have a lot of fun on set and also, you know, explore the relationship of Thalia and Grover before she comes back, which is,
That was fun.
Yeah.
That intro of you
That
flipping
was.
over because you
Yeah.
don't know who
That was
he is,
interesting.
Incredible.
I thought was the perfect way to establish
Yeah.
what Thalia's position is
Yeah.
in this group.
I agree.
But so much of like Thalia's character motivates Luke's like actions throughout the entire show or throughout the entire series.
Yeah.
And obviously all the stuff that happens in Luke's diary, which we'll get into later,
Yeah.
is a huge motivating factor. But I mean, we didn't have a Thalia until season 2. And so a
Oh,
lot
so
of
they
the
didn't
stuff
cast
you
her in
just had to
season
play
1.
without an idea of who that was. So how
Oh.
what was Thalia for you? Like, how did you like essentially experience Thalia?
Oh, he was
before
really
T
acting.
Came in and defined her.
Yeah, we definitely get to hear so much about Thalia in season 1 and how much she meant to especially Luke and Annabeth and her great sacrifice and what a great, you know, warrior she was. But I think for Luke, like, you know, obviously he ran away from home when he was like 9.
Exactly.
And from that point on, he was just on the road and having to find his own meals and fend for himself and literally fighting for his life every day, like with monsters and everything.
Such a sad
he,
life.
He would meet, you know, mortals like along the way, and he would sometimes make friends, but they never truly understood like what
What
his
he's going
situation
through.
was and what he had to go
They
through
can't
on a day-to-day
relate.
basis.
2 different
Until
worlds.
he met Thalia in like I believe at Dragon's Cave, like we
Yes.
just like
Yeah.
meet randomly there, and we kind of like
yeah.
help each other survive. And
Mhm.
I feel like
Build
Thalia
that
might
chemistry
be like
relationship.
one of the first like demigods, like other demigods that Luke has
That Luke
kind of
met.
encountered. And so
Okay.
having her and like she was the first person that truly understood him and what it means to be a demigod. And I think he found comfort in her and friendship and like
Relatability.
never really had a family, but he found a family.
You found a
with
family, made a
Thalia
family,
and
exactly.
Annabeth and-
Well, it'd be weird to talk
That's so
about
beautiful.
flashbacks without mentioning our incredible young Annabeth.
Yes.
Yes.
She
Yeah.
was so funny.
She was funny.
She was like an 80-year-old stuck in like a 6-year-old
Literally.
body.
Yeah.
I want to
That was a funny
see.
story
How was she
that
behind the
I remember,
scenes?
first of all, like just so talented and like professional and was always like ready to go and just locked in. But and like Leah's cousin, right? Which is
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
You could actually
incredible. Such a
probably
small world.
pick up a thing or two from Marissa, I
Oh,
feel.
that's Leah's cousin?
Ah, gosh, you.
Casting, y'all doing y'all thing.
So happy to be on this
Okay,
podcast.
No wonder I was sitting there like, okay, like it didn't look too off from Leah. Makes sense.
You could actually
Incredible, such a
probably
small world.
pick up a thing or two from Marissa, I feel.
Oh, gosh, you. So happy to be on this
Okay,
podcast.
well, let's keep going. Let's keep it
But
going.
anyway, yeah, no, it was like
Oh, girl, yo, heard tomorrow. She said, "I'm a professional guy. Let's keep this going. I got stuff to do." Okay, girl.
like, keep in mind, I think it was like a night shoot because we
She's
did
like,
get
"No
through those,
jokes."
and it was like freezing outside. We were all like just cold and pretty tired, and but I remember like we had done a few takes already, and it had been a long day, and then there was like a bit of a break, but then they were like, "All right, guys, we're going again," and I just remember Marissa was like, and kind of like under her breath, but she was like, these people just love to go again.
What? The little girl.
Yeah, she's
so
the
funny.
best.
The
She's
best.
awesome.
Someone
She's
once
like, "Girl, ready
asked
to
her,
go
like, "Oh, what's
home."
your favorite part of being here? Like, what's your favorite part of the day?" And she's like, "The going home part."
Real.
I remember like
She
the
gets
guys
me.
could keep it in.
I've never related to anything more than that.
Yeah.
No, she's real.
Very
She's,
real, very
She's like, I have fun for a
I
good
think I know
minute,
the
then I'm
day
ready to
that
go.
you're talking about too. It was like out in the forest, I think, or it was
Was it
Yeah.
the forest or was it the warehouse?
The warehouse. Well,
That was like
both of
kind of a
those
minute
are
ago.
moments that I want to talk about, especially the working out in the forest, because I remember at the top of the day you were adult Luke, you were you know, Ralph Polo Lauren Luke, and you had to come to set, put the wig on, and like transform into basically what is an entirely separate character
Yeah.
in the same day like that.
Yeah.
And it was genuinely one of the most impressive things I've ever seen someone do. I wouldn't have been able to do that as
That's so
quickly and
nice.
seamlessly. It's like, what was that?
Thank you.
What went into that? Like
Charlie's a
being able to
talented
do that?
man.
At the beginning of the day, I was like current Luke, Chronos Luke, in my nice fancy clothes and
White skinny jeans.
I love the dough.
my
Not
skinny
white skinny
jeans that they put
jeans.
me in. And then second half of the day, and that was a long. That was like I would say that was a good like 16-hour day.
Yeah.
Yeah, probably.
But yeah, that was just like it
16
was so much
hours.
fun though, and I definitely have Andrew McElroy. To
The
thank
things they
for a
do
lot
for
of
us.
that.
Shout out Andrew.
Yeah, shout out Andrew once again. He
We
really
love
Gonna be a
Andrew.
shout out
He
Andrew.
keeps you on
Watch
shape.
this.
Yeah.
Watch.
Can we
But,
put Thalia up on screen? That's
Yeah,
what I mentioned.
yeah.
Let's just have that written on the screen the whole time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, with current Luke and young Luke, he just really helped me bring them to life. And I remember like before we started filming any of the young Luke stuff, any of the flashback stuff, it was like a weekend, and he texted me on like a Saturday, and he was like, "Hey, meet me outside your building tomorrow."
This story is
At, like,
incredible.
10
I'm
a.m.
so excited to hear this again.
Wait.
And I'm like, okay. So I meet him outside my building, and he has like a hoodie and like a beanie for me, and then like $5.
Yeah.
And he's like, all right, put this on. I put it on, and he made
Okay.
me like wear like comfortable shoes to like walk in. And so I put it on, and he's like, okay, what are you gonna do? You're gonna walk around the city, like just Vancouver, and you're just gonna act like young Luke, and you're gonna find like his physicality, his walk.
Oh.
And you have $5, and you know Thalia and Annabeth are hungry. You got to get them food. So I literally like I put
Oh, Andrew, don't play. Andrew's like, we're gonna get you into shape. You're gonna sell this. You're going to be Luke. Like, okay, Andrew. And this is why the actors are so good at what they do on the set. Yes, I need Andrew on a lot of sets of a lot of movies and shows.
this hoodie on. I had my hood up, and I'm just like walking around the city like a little more hunched, always looking over my shoulder because that's what young Luke probably would have been doing.
Of course.
You know, there's always
He's
this
scared.
monster around the corner. And then I went into like a donut shop, and I had like $2 left maybe.
Should have
and I got,
stole
like,
the donut
a
then.
couple little
That's how you really sell it. You want to learn?
ball things.
Yeah.
And we just did that for like 2-3 hours, and I was just like walking around. I mean, people probably thought I was like crazy, but yeah. And he
Okay,
just helped
that's
me so
really
much with
cool.
that. And
I also want to mention that he recorded it.
Uh-oh.
Did he
I need the video.
This was the first week I arrived, and he showed me this and told me
showed
this.
you?
Yeah.
Can we get that clip?
Yes.
And it was incredible to watch, but it was also like, okay, so what show am I doing? What am I getting myself into?
yeah,
To bring it away from young
so
Luke a little bit, I wanted to talk about older Luke. There's a pretty popular, I would say a majority of this fan base that sides themselves with the Luke apologists.
I haven't really seen them
I wanted
though.
to know whether, I mean, obviously Charlie, I know you're biased, but T, what side are you on? Do you think that
I need
Luke
to
did
know
anything
too.
wrong? I know what side I'm on.
yeah. What side are you on?
Oh no. Is that my phone?
You're getting an important call.
Yeah,
She's
yeah.
like, I gotta go. I don't know.
I am the side of the Luke apologists. I
Yeah.
have
Beautiful.
to say, I think
This is a
that-
propaganda podcast.
Yes, this
it is.
propaganda.
Yes.
It is
You're
because I can't get
crazy.
into
I don't
it.
know what you're talking about.
Right choice.
I
Right
think
choice.
that I was
Not
actually
right
thinking about
choice.
this morning because I knew we were going to mention it, and I have such a deep answer, but I think it's so important. I think that in any story, it doesn't exist without an antagonist.
100%. Yes.
And I find that a lot of movies and TV shows, there are a lot of apologists and people who relate and
To killing people.
empathize with antagonists of shows, because
Okay.
the reason they are the way they are is rooted by something that is very real
True.
and is something that a lot of people can relate to.
Also true.
And obviously this is quite a light show. It does get a little heavier, but it is quite, it's a fantasy show. But I think that it's still so prevalent. I think what Luke went through is so prevalent, and it drives the person that he is today. And
Exactly. This is why we don't so much hate Luke. We rather feel bad for him in a sense. But it also always will boil down to killing innocent people. I'm sorry. I do not agree with killing innocent people just because you're going through stuff. That is not how life works. He's crashing out because his life is bad. We all have bad lives. Are we all going to go crash out and kill kids? I don't think so.
I think that, yeah, without him, it would be a less interesting story. So I do find him very interesting, and I do sympathize with
Crohn's
him.
is
And
interesting,
he's
but I
so
guess, yeah.
key to the plot, because, I mean, what a crazy arc to kind of switch up sides, number one. But also, again, he's a character with such depth, you know. He's
But it could have been
ruthless,
anyone
he's
else. It had to
mean,
be
he
Luke,
is,
the
you
big
know,
bro.
this really hard-earned criminal.
Yeah.
But he also has this love for Annabeth, for Thalia.
Hard-earned criminal. See, I have to keep interjecting because I just can't really into some of the logic with just the apologist of Luke. It's just, are we not realizing that all these kids on here have bad lives? Do people not think about that? A lot of them don't have parents. A lot of them don't have a good living situation. You know, Clarice, for instance, yes, she was a bully in season 1. Yes, she's starting to grow in this season, but she was messing up. She may have not went to this route, but she was messed up. She had a bad life. She literally said herself she didn't have nowhere to go after camp ended. She literally stayed there. So I don't understand how we're just going to say it's earned that Luke gets to do these things to people. It's not earned. No, baby. We don't kill people because we're having a bad day. We're having a bad life.
And that's what's driving him. And that's why I think people can relate to it, because
We can relate. We feel bad.
People who
but
do
not
bad
to
things,
killing.
but have good intentions.
Yeah.
And I think that's it. Like, I think Luke, he obviously doesn't wake up in the morning. He's like, another day of being the villain. Like, you know, that's not like his mindset. Like,
Of course
he's-
not.
So excited to torment children.
He thinks he's doing good, but
He's truly
that's
doing
the
this with
issue.
the best of intentions. Like, he thinks with all of his heart that he's doing the right thing, and that I think he's trying to create a better world for Annabeth and Thalia and everyone. And I think that, I mean, that's something we see in episode 3 is like, I think Luke is like, he's like for the people, you know, like he's fighting for the people.
And he's not for the people.
Like he
He
sees
thinks
the
it's gonna
gods
bring
as
back
like
the golden age.
yeah, like he sees the gods as like this.
If it was for the people,
corrupt.
people wouldn't be getting killed. Keep that in mind. Because these people are innocent. If it was really for the people, he'll be going to go take that up with the gods and killing them. But he can't do that. So he'll suffice with torturing little kids and making them come into his side to get more power to try to kill them.
You know, government in a way, and like he even says in episode 3, he's like every creature, every spirit, every demigod, like
I
we're
was
fighting for a new
just
golden
about
age
to say
where we
that.
can all be free. Like he's fighting for
Yeah.
equality for all in a way.
Yeah.
No, absolutely.
Girl, I'm not dying for equality. You're not going to kill me for equality.
Two is like,
Except
Yeah.
for the humans, but absolutely, yeah.
well, I think his mindset too is like, if we want to make this omelet, we might have to crack a few eggs.
Exactly,
Yeah,
and
no,
that's
so
the
cool.
issue.
I mean, an interesting analogy, but yeah, I like it.
We might have to eradicate like a whole race of people.
But it's fine. We'll be fine.
Demigods will be okay.
Yeah.
That's all that
But,
matters.
Exactly.
yeah, like he's, I don't know, he has the best of intentions.
I think
you know?
you're right. I was literally just about to say I was watching the episodes 2 nights ago,
Mm.
and you were doing the speech about the fact that, you know, everyone
Oh,
is
they watch their
important and everyone is
episodes?
equal, and I
Yeah.
just was like,
I know some people, some
Yes.
actors don't.
like I was like, okay, Luke, like
Yeah.
if
Yeah.
I wasn't human, I'd agree with you.
Oh, I would
You know what I
fold
mean?
for Luke
Yeah.
immediately.
Yeah.
If I wasn't
Good-looking,
human,
well-spoken.
okay.
I mean, yeah,
Oh, wow,
true.
thank you.
Yeah.
Why do you think Thalia hung out with him for so long?
That's why she decided to stay on the road with him.
Yeah, that's why she became a tree. She sacrificed herself for a very, very charming guy.
Right.
Exactly. That's
Speaking of,
exactly
I
why.
wanted to talk about something that I find incredibly, incredibly interesting. I got the chance to talk to Rick earlier as part of prep for
Yes,
this podcast,
Rick.
and we could probably throw to the clip here.
One of the biggest changes that my son reminded me of, and I don't even know how this worked back then, but Luke was not in the original version. He was not even a character.
Interesting.
So
Oh.
but Luke is such a huge part of the story. I don't remember what that was like before Luke was in there.
Okay.
So, but he swears that wasn't part of it. So
Was it like his
you
rough
wanna be a real
draft when he was
purist.
officially making
Luke
the
is
first
Yeah.
2
That's
books?
amazing. Wow.
Okay.
I didn't
Wild.
really know that.
Yeah, he was never.
I didn't know
admitted.
that either.
Yeah.
And I think that's really
Wild.
interesting.
Yeah, it's just the fact, like that whole story to me is just so cool. Like
Yeah.
the fact that
It
it,
is, yeah.
started as a bedtime story and like
Yeah, it's very
look at us
cool.
now doing like a
TV
Yeah,
show.
it's
out of it.
crazy.
It's kind of
Yeah.
crazy.
yeah, like
Yeah.
it's nuts. Thank you,
That's
Rick.
how life works.
Thank you, Rick.
Rick and Becky.
Shout
Guys
out.
are the best.
I never
Thank you,
understood
Rick. We love
what
some Rick.
Thalia was doing in the tree. Is she the tree? Did she like become it? Is she inside the
This
tree?
is-
I've always had that question. You know, I got cussed out in the comments for having that question. The girl called me a dummy and said, "Girl, you need to read the books." Damn. But yes, I was confused. Girl, is she the tree or is she inside the tree? I was asking a general question. Nobody was answering me in the comments. I was confused, but lo and behold, she was inside the tree. She was not the physical tree herself.
The biggest, yeah.
How much does she know about what Luke is doing to her? Does she feel pain? Is there more critical thinking behind it? Does she dream? Does she think?
It's such a good question. I think also this was one of the biggest questions of season 2 for me as well. I think we kind of came to the conclusion that she almost is the tree, but also is inside, like both.
Yeah.
And that feels like a cheat answer, I know, but
Interesting.
it's
Okay.
she does have this kind of a consciousness, I believe. I think that she can feel, I think that she can dream. I think that there's a lot that kind of goes on for her inside the tree, and I think that it would be very interesting to see what difference that makes. when
Yes,
she-
what in season
when she
3.
emerges.
I would like to see
I think
how
she
what
can
she went
hear
through those
Annabeth, even if
years.
there's not like
I
much
agree.
critical.
Well, that's why I think
analysis
she
of
can
it.
feel, like even if she
Can
can't,
hear Annabeth, even if there's not like
I
much
agree.
critical.
Oh.
She emerges.
I think she can hear Annabeth. even if
Yeah.
there's
So
not,
through all
like,
those
I
years
agree.
of Annabeth
Well,
going
that's why I
there.
think she can feel, like even if she can't hear, I think she can feel, you know?
Yeah. I mean, how do you
So she probably could feel Annabeth's energy, emotions when she would be hugged up on the tree, like confessing her emotions and what she was going through at the time. That'd be interesting dynamic. Actually, I would love to see what Thalia went through during all those years of her being stuck in that tree.
feel about like me stabbing you?
Oh,
Right, like,
mean,
Exactly.
understand, like,
I think
Did she feel less
doesn't.
knife?
I think in that sense that she doesn't. I don't think she
Yeah.
feels in that kind of a way. I don't think
Mhm.
she is the tree. She doesn't
Yeah.
bleed like the tree.
Exactly. Okay.
I think that no, I don't think she does know. I think that she feels, she dreams, she kind of has these experiences. But what we did agree on is that like there was no concept of time inside of the tree. And so it is
Oh.
quite literally she's frozen in time.
Yeah.
Okay.
Which
So she didn't
makes
age.
the story, I think, more interesting because we don't know. It really kind of solidifies that misunderstanding of Luke and like what is going on. Why is everyone saying he's evil? Why is everyone saying he did these things?
Because
like,
nothing has
just
changed for her. She
yesterday
just
for
remembered.
me, he was a great person. He was my
He
best
was a
friend.
best friend.
before we
yeah.
move on to our next guests, I wanted to give Tia. I know
Oh, we
you
got more
wanted to talk
guests?
a little bit about someone who was very important to you.
Yeah.
And very important to the show. I mean, we literally could not have done it without him.
Mm-hmm.
Lance Reddick.
Yeah.
I know
Oh,
you got the
yeah, I
chance to
forgot
meet
he
his daughter in a
passed.
different show, which I thought
Yeah.
was
Yeah.
beautiful.
Oh, what show
So
was
when I
she in with him?
15, I met Lance. He played my dad in another show. And funniest thing is,
Such a
I
good
think
actor.
he hated me at first. Like, he's a very
Because he has that
stoic
very
guy.
yeah.
He kind of keeps to himself. And so I was like, okay, so he doesn't
Introverted.
really like me, but that's okay. I'm like used to it because I'm a kid actor and like no one really wants to work with kids or animals, so it's fine. And
Yeah.
I remember one day, it was maybe a month into shooting, we were sat together and I just didn't really know what to do. I was like, I need to talk because I can't see her in silence. So I was like, if you could take home anything from Zeb, what would you take? And he sat there for a second. He was just thinking and thinking. And he looks up at me and he goes, well, I'd take you home, but you already have a dad. And I just bursted out laughing. And I was like, okay, wait, he likes me. Guys, everyone needs to hear that because he likes me. But yeah, he was so incredible. From then on, I kind of latched myself onto him. I was very inspired by his process and his past work and kind of everything he did, the way
Yes,
that
The
he lived his
Wire.
life, the way that he exercised himself as a person, you know, all of those things. yeah, and then he kind of just became a very big mentor to me and a very important person
That's
in my
beautiful.
life. We always joked about working together again. Every time I saw him, I'd be like, hey, if you ever need an extra, I'm around. I need work.
Aww.
But yeah, and then I remember actually the last time I saw him, he was coming out to do this, but he couldn't tell me what it was for. And he was like, I'm going to go do this show. And, you know, I can't really talk about it, but like, I'm just going out for a few days. And I was like, that's amazing. And actually, since we just talked about music, that night we went back to his house and we played Claire de Lune on the piano, and that's one of my favorite songs to listen to too. But yeah, and then, you know, unfortunately, the things happened, but I had this
That's sad
amazing
and beautiful.
moment in life where it kind of just created this other life for me, which is this, which I don't know would have happened if he was still here, which is such an odd thing to say, but so interesting. And also, I find this show very important to me as a person too, because it was kind of the only thing that helped me grieve after his passing. It was the first thing I watched of his after he passed. I watched it in his house with one of his dogs, and I have a picture of me cuddling one of the dogs with a picture of Arian in the background from when I was watching the show.
It's during like the casino scene or something.
Yeah, it was the casino scenes.
Yeah.
And that was before season 2 was announced, before I even auditioned, before all of those things. Yeah. And I was just watching the show, and I remember doing
That's crazy. That is such a full circle moment. She was so close with this man. They had such a good bond. They was in the show together before. He passes away. She auditions for the show that he was on, and she gets onto the show. Beautiful.
audition. I think it was my second audition with Dan and everyone. And I just got really emotional. I was just, I thanked them because I didn't know if I was going to book this, and I didn't know if I was going to see them again. And I just thanked them for like keeping everything in, and, you know, even, you know, having him in the show, because it was something that really helped me grieve as a person. And now it just feels like this was something that was meant to be in my life after that. And there's nothing that I'm more grateful for right now than this, because it, again, even throughout the process of, you know, shooting with Courtney B. Vance, who's incredible, it's just, it's all helped me heal in a way that I didn't ever really think was possible. And obviously I don't think that grief will ever leave me, but it's certainly reframed his legacy to me, which is being able to carry that on in such a beautiful way. So
I love that for her.
This character, this show is so precious to my heart, and I think it'll be one of the most important things I ever do in my career.
Yeah.
Aw, girl, she's gonna make me cry.
Son. Of course he's gathering strength. Of course he's coming. That is what we do.
I love him as an
Snap and
actor.
plot
He's
his
so
stride.
good.
It was only a matter of time before he did again. Thank you for the news. It is the only reason I'm letting you leave alive.
I say it's time we bring on the people who actually make us look good on the day.
Okay.
Eli and Eric. Thank you for joining us. It's so weird
Okay,
that you
Eli
just
and Eric.
magically appeared.
Okay, visual
out of thin
effects
air.
and
Thank
stunt
you for
supervisor.
having us.
Okay.
Yeah, of
Thanks for
course.
having us.
I wanted to ask, I think one of the most memorable moments of season 2 for me is obviously when T flips me over her shoulder and I get slammed across the pavement, which was great. Thank you for that.
Yeah, anytime.
Yeah, of course. But
I wonder they did that.
Thalia's fighting style is like very scrappy. T, you mentioned this while we were prepping for this.
Yeah, from the
episode. Like,
streets.
she
Yeah,
didn't
I
train
did.
at camp. She like
She's from
learned
the
how to
hood.
fight on the streets. Is
Yeah.
that like, how do you build that version of combat versus like what is honestly like a much more, I guess,
Trained.
preppy style of fighting for Percy and for Luke?
We basically take our actors and actresses and work to their strengths.
Okay.
And what you brought to the table right off the bat was just this like ferociousness and like built to that. And it's the same thing that we do with like Walker and Charlie. And I mean, the whole cast is so talented.
Of
that
course.
It's very easy to just go, oh, let's do this. And also playing to the character and everything. And any chance we can get to just throw you around,
You'll take it.
We'll take
Yeah,
it.
yeah.
I
It seems like
asked
they
to
do a lot of
that
their own
stunt, and
stunts,
they were
though.
like, no, you're probably gonna sit out of this one. And I'm like, guys, I could do it. And I
See,
saw
yeah.
the actual stunt, and I saw Vesh do it, who's my incredible stunt double. Shout out Vesh.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, oh, thank God, I was not there for that. It's terrifying.
He's like, never mind.
No, we can't do all.
You
this
got this
stuff.
done, double.
And I feel like you two collaborate more than anybody really knows, especially like just audiences watching. Like when you think about it on paper, it makes sense that
It does.
Visual effects and stunts work together, but
Well, it's only as good as you know what he gives us to work with. Special effects and
You can make it look
and
more
stunts
real.
are always like the place where we start.
Okay.
Some of the clips that we brought today
right,
are
look.
a great example of
Let me see the clips.
of the collaboration with all of the departments, because the Ironclad is it's just sitting on the set. You know, it's just it's not moving, which is hard to believe. We did some movement with the camera, but you know how you grab the people. It's everything for our animators to be
Ooh.
able to
don't
work
know if
with
this look
something
fun.
that looks, believable. Like in the scene where
That's cool.
where the Viking is pulled off.
yeah.
We had a difficult moment there because it was every other person is yanked off the deck real quickly. This guy has to be held there because as Clarice comes up, she's trying to get to him.
Yeah.
And so, it was like, well, what are we going to do? He's going to hold on with both hands. And, how do I animate that? Well,
To make it look like he's
Eli's
been pulled?
stunt helped me give you the sense that it's kind of playing with
That's
its food
cool.
a little
Yeah,
bit.
interesting.
Like it clamps a hold of him, and we have like a little bit of the tentacle played out, so it's not tight, and it's like grabbing him there, and like she comes close, and then it, whoosh, up you
Okay, details.
Yeah, and it all goes back to planning. Planning an action sequence that has this much involvement with visual effects and special effects and obviously actors and stunt people and everybody. It comes down to like, where is the handover? Where can I take the action to the point where Eric gets involved, and then at the same time we put effects into it, splashing water and all the stuff. When I know what he needs, then I'll pull the person up.
So y'all
to a
piggyback off of
certain
each other in a
height, and
sense.
then I'll, pull them away and ratchet them away or hand pull them away, whatever it needs.
Yeah, and
That's
just
really
like,
cool.
Flipping you, it felt like it hurt. To me, that's like, okay, that's a success for him.
Yeah.
Well, in the second clip, Clarice is like jumping off the gun and trying to grab Annabeth as she's falling into the water. Again, it was one of those things where I said, she does not look like she's flying. So often you'll see, that looks like she's, maybe a little magic. No magic at all.
Yeah.
And yet she gets really high as she comes down and picks her up. And we were looking at the clip earlier today, and he said, "Oh yeah, the water looks really
so
good."
interesting.
All of these shots, we had some splash, but we were adding all the water, in post, and it's that.
That's why it looks more
blending
real.
of all of this
Okay.
great action.
He
His
does his job
performers
well.
are so good to just keep the camera. They know where the camera is, and they're gonna give you just enough to say maybe it is the real Annabeth.
I feel bad. I brought you guys on and just
Wow.
kind of immediately jumped into it. I never gave you guys a chance to talk about what you actually do. Like, just break it down for everybody
Yeah,
at home.
give us a little breakdown,
watching or
little one
listening.
too.
What are your jobs?
I'm the stunt coordinator. Basically, I get all the pieces together and collaborate with the directors and all the different departments, like Eric and anybody, given right down to the smallest detail of the easiest thing, which I always like to think that like the smallest gag is, treated as the biggest gag of the show, because every little detail matters.
Yeah.
So essentially, he choreographs the
Responsible for safety
chaos.
of actors, my stunt performers, crew at times, and just making it look really, really
Awesome.
Really
I was
realistic.
just going to say, so much of what you said about your job is kind of ditto for me. Maybe not the the safety aspects of it, but you're trying to look at the details. You're trying to say, what do we want to do with your shield, for instance?
Yeah.
That came up in a meeting with Craig and Dan, where it's like, well, we don't want this show to become, ungrounded. It's not a superhero show.
Yeah, so they want to say keep it in more realism,
with her,
more relatable.
Calling Aegis, we could have a camera that's pointing right at it as it opens up and you see leaves of it forming, or we could do it from the side. And when you do it from the side, it's much more subtle. We'll have a little bit that opens up. It's just so much more subtle and elegant and grounded when you do it from the side. And you see
they did that really
kind of
well,
repeat-
especially since they were going for realism. It gives like this is something a part of the Greek gods that creates a shield. I don't know, it just feels more realistic, like something like that could actually exist. You can believe that.
Pieces fill in, and there's a little bit of filigree of hot metal that fuses and comes, with a little bit of smoke too.
Yeah, it looks really real.
But I mean, all really subtle, and I think that's
Yeah, it's not
I
too
love
much.
that,
Yeah,
about the
exactly.
Producers, it's about a little subtle is better than a hammer.
Yeah.
We don't want to do that.
Totally.
But visual effects are. I like to say the magic. I think it's it's the best, or maybe the second best job on the show, because
It's like editing. I can see that.
all my stuff happens in post. Really.
Editing is fun.
It's seeing, looking at the befores and afters that we had in the clip.
Just
You
the transformation
see
of it.
how much is not there, and it takes a long time, like 6 months to do the visual effects for a show like this, but worth every moment, every repeat that you're watching and finding some water's not the rain's too heavy, it's too bright, whatever it
Okay.
is. You're constantly
Going back.
revising to, as you said, look for the details and make sure that it looks as real as possible. That's Percy Jackson. It's not supposed to be too magic.
Exactly.
It's
Which
an
is,
integration.
your shield is a great example of it. And
He's constantly on set, bugging me, like going like, all right.
He's like, go do stunts. I need more content to edit.
And it's just like, all right, he's the guy. 6 months later, going, God, how do I make this work? So it really
All
is
pays
like
off in the
on
end.
the day.
Obviously, the moment that everyone's going to be talking about from the season, the Sea of Monsters sequence.
Yes. It looked really real. Like this CGI looked so good. It's such an upgrade from last season.
Bigger than anything that we've done in season 1, I think, almost combined. And like what goes into that is just so ridiculous off camera that I want to hear what you guys had to go through to even put that together.
oh my God, we started, months in advance with a sequence like that, and the collaboration starts with the
Probably takes
director
longer.
and Eli and special effects and myself, and we. You dream about all of the things that you want it to be, and you hope to be able to put it all in there.
Okay,
and we
creativity.
never really said no to anything. I think we both were hoping that the deck would move. It gives you a certain, but I look at the end product and say, I don't miss it. Like, I don't see it missing from the action.
Well, and also because it ended up going into a spiral, so it was kind of good that it was tilted to 8 degrees, like, one way.
That is something I'd
and
like to
you-
see.
Okay, so they want the
you
boat
made-
to like
Tilted the
move
entire ironclad set.
Yeah.
8
Oh, yeah.
on
degrees.
set.
Yeah, it took days for them to do it.
Like, not even. I mean, the construction department was
Oh, they did it
incredible.
overnight.
Yeah, construction special effects. I think they projected days, and they did it in like
This is
overnight
crazy.
or something.
Such
We
a
came back and
team.
it was all pitched. It's like a 120-foot long ship,
Giant metal boat.
Iron ship.
and they just went, and we came back the next day and we were shooting on it.
For me, huge, because
commitment.
I'm adding all the water in, and the splashes from special effects roll down the deck, just like you would expect.
Exactly, and
Gives us everything.
that's the little details of that works for Eric, but also works for us, because when I say to Dior or Walker or Leah, like, you run out from the captain's quarters and run along the deck, well, we can tilt the camera, but it looks like they're just running flat. You know, so you get the body positioning of running on a angled. We want to make it hard.
Yeah.
Hard enough. And then,
It makes it look more realistic.
just
'cause
hard enough.
A boat would move.
Just a little bit hard.
Just a little bit.
Yeah, so they can feel it.
Yeah,
Not too
exactly.
much.
So, but it does change the body position, the way everyone's legs
You have to fight
work,
against it, yeah.
and then splash cannons hitting the. It's just like all the elements.
Wow.
Another thing that was I guess is always going to be shocking to me. I'm never not going to be surprised by it. Is Tyson's eye. I mean, T, you saw that for the first time. Like, I
Okay, we're
saw
gonna
a
get to the
couple
eye.
of previews of like what it was going to look like before we even started filming. But seeing it like actually up on screen was insane.
Yeah.
And like that's what I also wanted to talk about Tyson time. I think that's something we've briefly mentioned in the past, but we've never really dived into it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So what goes into the process of making the Cyclops?
Okay.
Well, it is. There's a couple of different ways that it's being done, but primarily it's done with a face swap, which is, and Tyson time plays into that because what is Tyson time? Every time that Daniel would be in a scene, we looked at the lighting and said, okay, we would like him to perform saying what he had for lunch, whatever it was. It wasn't important, but seeing all to where the cameras are, what do his eyes look like? Because the whole point of it is we're taking two eyes and
Putting them together?
with some machines, learning what he's doing, his blinks, his expressions, is he, half-lidded, whatever it is. And we are applying that to a digital version of him that can then be comped into the shot.
Yeah.
And I'll take my glasses.
So would you
off,
like
'cause
crop his face
it's
out?
just this area.
Yeah,
Okay.
it's
You
just that
Because we
visor
wanted to
around
make
the
sure
eye.
we had as much of the nose, and everything here is him. It's Daniel. We don't replace any of that. The only time we had any real problems, of course, if you're using two eyes to train the one, is when he would turn away from camera and you'd only see one eye. And it gives us all kinds of problems. So much so we asked the directors, don't have him turn like that.
Yeah.
But the best thing I can say about it is it enables us to see Daniel's performance, and that's the key. Is we replace as little as we possibly can with this one eye.
And
And
facing forward
even
pretty much
Daniel
at all
said to me, he
times.
goes, "Yeah, I really feel like you didn't take my performance away. It's in there because
He has expressions on
give
his
so
face.
much,
That's true. That is very true. They didn't touch his face. Anything below that, you can definitely tell because the expression is still so much there with the addition of the eye. It just works so well. Like you would think the eye would just be so wonky to the point where you can't even tell that the eye is having the same emotion. I guess it's the mouth or the lower face, but it's cohesive. It's really well done. I love that.
Another huge collaboration I wanted to talk about was the collaboration between T, Eric, and Eli in the warehouse. Because Charlie and I were there for that. And we got to see Aisha jump out of the glass. And we also got to see T do a ton of the
Which
stunts.
stunt woman is this?
And
Who's this for?
Watching it like put together and like the wires
Oh,
cleaned
she was
up and,
for
the harness taken
Tamara.
out was incredible.
Tamara?
And even just being in the VisFX room with you and seeing how you would minorly change the way the glass hit the floor, or like maybe we remove some of the glass or we turn it into dust, or just make it more believable. I mean, that's kind of the perfect example of like a harmonious collaboration between actor,
Definitely.
VisFX, and stunts.
Stunts.
I don't know how many times they say, "Are you sure the actor's going to do that?" he has an ability to get you guys to do things that I've been on a lot of sets. I've been around for a while, and it's like, right on. That's great.
The actors
She's
typically don't
gonna
want to do it.
He's going to do it.
That's what he said.
Pays off.
He's making me joke. Now he's shading other actors and sets he's been on. Other sets he's been on, the actors were lazy. They're like, no, get the stunt double, do it. I'm not doing this.
Because anytime you can get the real person in, it means it frees up the director to put the camera in a place that they wouldn't have otherwise.
Yeah.
And
'Cause you don't have the
then
face
you get
swap.
something that's a lot more real. But it's funny that you were looking at I didn't know you were listening to us so carefully.
Oh, yeah.
'Cause, yeah, it is those
He
details.
pays
It's like
attention.
the glass hits the ground and it looked too much like smoke. It's that glass doesn't look like smoke when it breaks. Little pieces of glass break off, and that's what we had to get. And it was a pretty simple solution, but yeah, we added CG glass and took away a bunch of cables. And
Yeah.
it looks pretty.
I know there's a way also to add like fake glass, right? That she could have jumped through. Also, I've seen a lot of people do that, but maybe they'll look too fake. I don't know. I've just seen it.
Yes.
Yeah, well, it's, like I was saying before, it obviously just, you can't always do it, but it really starts with the actors. And depending on who they
100%.
are and their abilities and their willingness. And we are so fortunate to have all you guys.
Yes, we are.
Everybody
love them.
is so capable and so talented and physically talented that we can do as much as, we want to.
And committed.
As safely
Let's not forget that.
as we can. Because it just creates so much more drama into the action, which is great, which is what we want, right?
Exactly,
So,
definitely.
I mean, it's the same thing with you in season 1 when you put the flying boots on and we floated you away and then we brought you back in,
I have the best picture of me like coming back down after like being stuck up there, and Vesh is like greeting me, and I'm like backlit by this heavenly light. and my arms
Yes.
are up.
Look at
It's like this
Walker.
majestic shot of Vesh receiving me. As
Yes, he said,
down.
"Come, my children."
But I wouldn't do that with anybody,
Yeah.
but like I got to know
Thanks.
you. and
Exactly.
I'm like, of
We
course
close,
we'll
I can do
this.
that.
Bring in a whole bunch of pads and we're gonna rig it safely and do the whole thing, and you'll remove everything else, and then
I love
put
that.
some performance into it, and it's all good.
This is one of his gifts. There's no question, embarrass you. I've seen
You
that
are
so many
embarrassing.
times where he will talk to you guys and he says to me, just give it time and, I'll work with them and I think we'll get there. And he does.
He believes
And
in
it's,
them.
Yeah, that's.
I love that.
That's something
Respect.
special to be able to make people actors feel comfortable enough to do it. It doesn't happen all the time. You guys are super wonderful, for being
Talented.
so willing to do it.
I think I can speak for everyone. Like doing the stunts is like easily one of our favorite parts about being on the show. And
Yeah.
it's just like childhood dream come true. Like this is stuff I would do for fun as a kid.
Literally.
And I think we all like want to do everything, but there are definitely some things that we're like, okay, let's leave this.
Yeah, let's leave this to the.
professionals.
Yeah,
The hardest part
exactly.
is actually holding you guys back.
Bye.
Whoa, whoa, whoa. Okay, you can do this, but
Yeah.
that's
But
a little bit
exactly.
Break our
bigger.
backs if we try.
You're like, hold on, I got it. I love that.
Yeah.
Thank you guys for being such great guests and for being on.
Thank you.
Dude, thank you.
Thank
Yeah.
you. Thanks for having us.
Thanks for bringing them. I love
Thank you guys
this.
so much for joining us for another episode, and we'll see you again next week for episode 5.
Okay, Mr. Eli and Eric, they ate that up. I wasn't expecting to get an informative video today. Y'all know I love being informed on what's going on behind the scenes as far as, the technical stuff. I did not know this much went into it. I love that. And you just tell these guys really do have so much passion for what they do. Like they really care about their work. And I love seeing people with passion. Because if you don't have passion, what's the point of even being here? I'm gonna be honest. Identifying a lot of the actors want to do their own little stunts. I see that for sure. They seem like they really enjoy doing this. Like Charlie said, this stuff you would do when you're a kid. You would want to jump up and down. You would want to jump off a roof. You would want to, try new things. It's so cute to see. This is my first time seeing Tamara, I believe is how you say her name. I always want to say Tamara for some reason, but can I say I love it? Yes, I can. She's so reserved, but I love it. It's definitely a different tone from a lot of other cast members. Like they're usually upbeat, they're playful, they talk a lot, they do too much. She's really chill, laid back. She's like really opinionated. I love somebody who can just sit back and talk a lot about the show and what they do. Like she mixes well a little bit with the other members because she has a little playful side, but she doesn't do it too much. But tell me what you guys think about this reaction down below and hit the like button if you enjoyed this reaction. Hit the sub button here when I post. And see you guys next one. Bye.